Hello everyone, welcome to the YouTube channel of Lightway Research and Technology Center. In this video, I will show you how to install and use all unit root test add-ins in Eviews. In one of our previous videos, I demonstrated how to make use of different unit root tests to perform stationarity tests in Eviews. But the steps which I explained in that particular video has some limitations. One of the key limitations is that it is time consuming and also it is very stressful, because if you have more variables, it will take you some time to perform the unit root test. So in that particular videos on how to perform unit root test in Eviews, I discussed or I demonstrated how to make use of augmented Dickey-Fuller test, Phillips-Perron unit root test, as well as Kwiatkowski-Phillips-Schmidt-Shin unit root test. Of course, I stated the hypothesis, the known as well as the alternative hypothesis. I also made the decision rule clear in that particular video. But in this video, I will show you how to install as well as how to use all unit root test add-ins in Eviews. Let us assume a situation whereby you have a large data set with about 10 variables. If you want to make use of the steps explained in one of our previous videos, you will notice that the process of testing for the unit root test of all the variables will be long. So it is going to be time consuming, stressful, and discouraging. To avoid those challenges, there is an add-ins that has been developed by one of the scholars in the field, and the name of the add-ins is all unit root test add-ins. So with these add-ins, you can perform unit root tests for two or more variables simultaneously. Of course, you can also make use of two unit root tests at a time. So the add-in will enable you, in short, to perform unit root tests for two or more variables, as well as making use of two unit root tests, that is the ADF as well as the PP. Now the question is how to install and use this particular add-in. The first step is that you must be connected to the internet. That is the first step. Your system must be connected to the internet. Once your system is connected, next is to launch your Eviews. Once you launch your Eviews, then you open your work file. Once you open your work file, if you look at the menu bar, you will see add-ins. Then you click on the add-ins and then click on download. That is, if you have not been using that particular add-ins before, but if you have been using the add-in before, then you don't need to click on download. You just click on add-ins, then you select the add-ins. But if this is your first time of using the add-ins, the first thing you do is that you click on add-ins in the menu bar, then you select download add-ins. Once you click on once you click on download add-ins, a new window will pop up and all the list of the available add-ins will be provided. So once you see all the list of the available add-ins, you will have two options there, installed as well as available. So you make sure you're on the available tab so that you can see all the list of the available add-ins. So once you see all the list, next is to check for this particular name, URL, that is unit root all. So once you click on unit root all, then you will see install button. Next is to click on that install button to install it. Don't forget, you must be connected to the internet. So you wait for like 2-3 minutes for it to install successfully. You follow the prompts. Once it is the add-in is installed successfully, to make use of it, you just need to click on add-ins. Once you click on add-ins in the menu bar, you select all unit root tests. You will automatically have it there. Once you install it, you will automatically have it under the add-ins menu. You select all unit root test add-ins, then you enter all the names of all the variables. Even if they are 10, if they are 15, you just enter all the names. Then you select the method that you want to use, either ADF, PP, KPSS, ADF and PP. You can use the two together because ADF and PP have similar or the same known as well as alternative hypothesis. So once you select it, then you click OK to fill your result. So now I will take you to Eviews so that I can show you how to get the list or how to install as well as how to make use of this particular add-ins. Okay, now you can see that I've launched my Eviews and my work file is also opened. And if you look at my system here, you will notice that it is connected to the internet. So the first thing, if this is your first time of using the add-in, what you do is that you go to this add-in menu, you click on it, then you click on download add-ins. Once you click on download add-ins, a new window will pop up. You can see downloading updates files. Now you see we have installed. This shows the list of all the add-ins that I have installed, and under available shows the list of all the add-ins that are available. Now the next thing to do is to check for the add-ins URL. This is it, URL. In my case, I've installed it. Assuming I've not installed it, this place will be blank like others. Now once in your case, since this is your first time of using it, it will be blank. So once you click on it, next is to click on this button, install. So once you click on installed, it will automatically install. You follow the prompt, it will be installed automatically. So once you are done with that, you close the window. Then to make use of the add-ins, you go back to add-ins. In the previous video, I said you open the variable, then you go to fill, you select, or you go to quick and select. But in this case, you just need to go to add-ins because you want to check for 2 or more variables, not one. You go to add-ins. Once you click on add-ins, then you will see the add-in here. This is it, all unit root tests. This is it. Once you install it, you will see it like this. Next is to click on it. Once you click on it, this particular window will open. Okay, here, instead of me to just check for the unit roots of oil price, I will check for the unit roots of what? Oil price as well as oil price return. So next is to type the name, oil price as well as oil price returns. You must enter the name correctly. It is very important. If you do not enter the name correctly, you won't have results. Eviews will tell you that there's an error. So you must ensure that you enter the name correctly. So once you enter the name, even if you have 10 variables, just make sure you enter the names, the name of the variables one after the other. The first variable space, next variable space, third variable space, fourth variable, and so on and so forth. So once you have entered all the names of all the variables, you now select the method you want to use to test for the unit root. If it is only ADF that you want to use, then you make use of ADF. If it is only PP you want to use, that is Phillips-Perron, you select PP. And if it is KPSS you want to use, then you select KPSS. The reason why person that developed this particular add-ins fails to merge the three together is because KPSS has different non-hypotheses. I explained that in the previous video on how to conduct unit through test in Eviews. So if you don't know why, you can just check that video, or you check the descriptions. The description of this particular video, you will see it there. So now, in my case, I want to make use of both ADF as well as Phillips-Perron PP. So what I'll do is that I'll select ADF and Phillips-Perron here. Then here you can see lag lengths. There are two lag lengths here. The first one is archaic information criterion, and the second one is the SIC. The SIC is the default one here, but if you want to use AIC, you just need to click on it and select AIC. This particular setup will automatically make use of the optimal lag. You understand? It will make use of the optimal lag for our test. Now I've done what I need to do. The next thing is to click OK. So once you click OK, you have your results. You can see this is my unit truth results. I have results for PP, which is Phillips-Perron, and I have results for ADF, which is augmented Dickey-Fuller test. Then if you look at the results very well, the first one here is with constant. I also explained the test unit truth test equation in my previous video, in our previous video. Please, if you don't know the difference between with constants and trend, as well as without constants and trend, please check that previous video. You will see it in the description. Now the first one here is the equation with only constant, unit truth equation with only constant. Next is the with constant and trend. I always recommend this. If you don't want to use the three, make use of the constant and trend. And the third is without constant and trend. If you look at the oil price, you will notice that oil price is only stationary. Okay, another thing I need to explain here is this star. This star, if you go down, you will see the explanation, what NO0 denotes and what this 3 stars denote. Let's go down. Okay, you can see notes. 1 star denotes significance at 10%. In the previous video, I told you that we have three significance levels: 1%, 5%, and 10%. But the confessional one is 5%, which I always recommend. When you see 1 star, it shows that the variable is stationary at level, that is at 10%. And for 2 star, it is 5%, and 3 stars is 2 stars 5%, 3 stars 1%, and no shows that the variable is not stationary because the probability is greater than 10%. Now in this case, you will notice that oil price is not stationary at level for with constants. You can see with constants, you can see the name here full, but oil price return is stationary at level, which is expected. So once you generate your oil price return, we have also released videos on how to generate oil price return as well as oil price volatility, anything volatility or anything returns. You can also check our channels for videos on how to generate returns as well as volatility. Volatility is expected to be stationary at levels. So you can see for all the 3 equations, volatility oil price return is stationary at level, but oil price is not stationary. If you now look at first difference, this is first difference. At first difference, you will notice that oil price is stationary at first difference, whereas oil price return is stationary at level. If you make use of the traditional method, which is to go to click on the variable, the one explained in the first video, you will notice that the results are the same. What you will get for oil price and oil price return, they are not, the results are not different from this particular result. The only thing that you can say is not here is the critical values at 1, 5 as well as 10. But if you understand how all these unit roots works, once you see, you know, I told you that you have to look at the absolute value for ADF as well as PP. Once you see 14 point something, you should know that the variable is what is stationary. Now let's go back to the explanation. If you look at oil price, you will notice that for all the three equations, oil price is stationary at first difference, same for this, which of course we have obtained in the previous at level. Now let us check the ADF. Now if you look at the ADF, you will also notice that oil price is not stationary at level, except for with constant and trend, which is similar to the results we obtained in our previous video, that is the video on how to perform unit root testing or conduct unit root testing in Eviews. And this result is also similar to the one obtained for PP. You can see oil price returns is stationary at levels in all the three for all the three equations. And look at it for first difference, you will notice that oil price is what is stationary, but in this case it is only stationary when the equation has constant and trend. But here, that is first difference, it is stationary when the equation has constant alone, constant and trend, and without constant and trend. So you can quickly summarize the results and make your interpretation. You know, this is very is fast, is faster compared to the previous one. It is less time consuming. Please, if you are just coming across our videos or our channel for the first time, kindly subscribe by clicking the subscribe button below. Also, make sure you turn on the notification bell so that you can be informed when we drop new videos